Good evening and welcome. Welcome to my live stream, Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and it's a warm welcome. A lot of you are here that are new, but a lot of you here are old, and I love to have both people here in this live stream. This is an interactive live stream. Its purpose is to help people that have had their children and their families broken up and to fight the corrupt CPS uh, um, systems throughout all the counties in the United States and around the world. It's also the help fight the corrupt social workers and the um, foster care system. Not all CPS is bad. Not all foster care is bad. But there's enough around them that over 1,700 people have talked to me from around the world have told me heartwarming stories. I myself had been battling CPS for 15 years. I was a victim by an agency that has gone rogue. It's gone so bad they're not transparent. They do revenge, they do retaliation, and they lie. They're not there to do family reunification. Now, there are good CPS and good foster care, but I've only met a couple of them through my last 19 months that I've been doing this. Now, I'm on every day, Monday through Friday, from 10 in the morning, and then again on the weekends at 8 in the morning. In the evening, I'm on every night of the week at 7 p.m. Now, there is times I change those times. So, like this morning, I was on at 8 instead of at 10. I had a commitment I had to go to. But I'm on the regular schedule now. I'll let you know when there are changes like that. It's all Pacific Standard Time. I am broadcast this on YouTube using the StreamYard application, and it's heard around the world. Over 23 countries have either text a message in or call me. And included in the 23, of course, is the U.S. and all 50 states I've heard from, including Washington, D.C. Now, I've heard from countries like Indonesia and Bangladesh and India. Then the Middle East has been Saudi Arabia and Libya. Then in the continent of Africa, it's been Liberia and then Republic of Congo, Sudan, Rwanda, Mozambique, and then South Africa, several of the provinces there in South Africa. There's 9 provinces in South Africa. Then up to Europe, England, Scotland, Wales, and Denmark and Sweden have also text or called in. And then we go across the pond to North America, and we've had Canada. They have 13 provinces, and I've heard from about 4 of them. And I've heard from all 50 states in the U.S., some many times over. And then I've also heard from the District of Columbia. Then further south, I've heard from Mexico, and then down in South America, north of Brazil, Grenada on the East Coast. Then across the South Pacific, I've heard from New Zealand, and then the land down under Australia. And they have several states in Australia. I've heard from Queensland and Victoria. And what I mean by hearing them is that they've told me their story. You all are welcome to either ask a question or make a comment or tell me a story. I love to hear, and I think my listeners love to hear too, because they can learn from the experiences that you've gone through, your horrible, horrible experiences. And you're probably wondering what the word CPS means. Well, I call it the Child Protection System. It's a government entity that was formed in 1962 in the U.S. And every county and every state has one, but they all have different names. It would take too long to identify the hundreds and hundreds of names, such as the Child Protection Services, the Department of Children and Family Services, Department of Children's Services, the Cabinet. I go on and on. It's so much easier to say the Child Protection System or CPS. When I see CPS, everybody knows what that is. Now, they're supposed to protect our children from neglect and abuse. They're also further to do what's called family reunification. They're required not to break the family apart unless they're actually in danger. But so many cases lately, they right away want to grab the children, right away want to put them in foster care. It's so they can generate money for them. It's a money thing. And if that's not reinforced, all you have to see is what President Bill Clinton did in 1994 or 97, where he passed the incentive law. That's where the federal government gives the little local county child protection system $35,000 when they have a child adopted into foster care. They thought family unification took too long and it was not very effective. And I disagree with that. And I think some authors that both work for the child protection system and child welfare will also disagree with that too. And I we'll talk about that in a moment, but I do want to talk about how we can interact with this live stream. It goes any way you want to because you, the people in here, make up the live stream. And I want to welcome Kayla Steffens. This stuff is all too suppressive for me. I know it is. And you don't believe me that for 19 months, twice a day, 14 times a week, I've been talking about it. It is hard. It is hard, Kayla Steffens, and it hurts me every day. I learn something every day new about CPS. I lost everything with CPS. I lost a loving family. I lost a home. I lost one of my children, and I can't even get a job because of my involvement in CPS. It's horrible. It has punished me, and it hurts so much. I know you cry. I cried too. And it happened to me when I turned 60 years old. It started in the summer of August of 2010 when I lost my job. And I had to tell my family we had to go to a Spartan lifestyle. We had to cut out some things because I had a beautiful home close to the beach, my forever home. And I had to save money for the mortgage payments. Also had to save money for the food and the welfare of the children. So I spoiled my family a lot, and that's one of my biggest mistakes. But what I did not know is how family members can be so evil and so corrupt. What happened to me and my wife and her children was that her parents, my in-laws, decided to call in as soon as I lost my job. They would call it a CPS and make up stories that we weren't treating the kids right. We weren't feeding them or clothing or, we were doing something terribly wrong. Well, the problem with CPS is when they hear a call like that, they right away assume you're guilty until you're proven innocent. So they take the position you're guilty. And when they came to talk to me, I did not hide or beat around the bush. I showed them my home. They couldn't find anything wrong with it. I showed them the things that my in-laws were stating, and I disproved it. I showed them the utility bills that I paid for the utilities. I showed them, my mortgage payments that I pay for mortgage and how much I pay and so forth. I showed the food cupboards with all the food, the refrigerator with all the food. I showed the food preparation area where we make the food. I showed where we ate the food. We had a dining room table that could seat 8. It's a beautiful dining room table. We had a kitchen table that could seat 4. And we had a family room, and it was high voltage ceilings. The house was new. It was built in 1998, and we had purchased it in 2004. Big yard, had a tropical backyard, a walk-in rock pool with waterfalls, a jacuzzi grotto. Then on the side yard, it was English-style garden with beautiful places to eat out at night and fruit trees and whatnot. And it had a white picket fence. I love my white picket fence. Always dreamed of having a house like that. And I loved the house. I really did. I remember sometimes I would work late at night when I came from work and pull the weeds out of the cracks in the sidewalks. I really loved my house. I mean, I would work late hours to try to do some things because I was a hard worker. That's one of my mistakes is I got caught up in a job that made a lot of money. And I worked 60 hours. It was time consuming on my body. I mean, I was like those stories where they show a guy in a boat with oars, and he just constantly rows, and he rows and rows, and the guy on the drums hits the beat to get the beat, and you're stuck doing that, and all I'm doing is helping someone else, not myself. So anyway, it was very tragic. It's enough to talk about my family because it got worse when I got involved in CPS. Now, Kayla Stephan says, I went from a family to I'm all alone. I don't even have friends. I'm 35. I don't want friends. I don't blame you. And you're 35. Don't give up hope. I'm 75. I lost my family. I mean, I started getting involved in CPS when I was 60. And I lost my job. I've been working for 45 years and I lost my job. Now, Kayla says the agency don't care on it's the only kid I get to see. So she says she won't tell anyone because she doesn't want me to be away from me. I don't know what your situation is, Kayla. If you'd like to tell me, you either can call in or tell me at being a guest or whatever. I know it's good to have people to talk to. You can do what I do. You start believing in God stronger. You start praying. You start talking to other people. Okay, Kayla, I hate for you to have to go, but God bless you. And Kayla, by the way, where are you from? I have no idea where you're from. Now, if you want to text a comment, I would love to see it or a question. When you text a message, it should pertain to CPS. Please state your first name, your city or county, your state, and a country. You'll probably say, what do you mean a country? Well, a lot of you are from countries. I have 23 countries. And so it's open to anybody that has internet. Also, please tell me about your CPS case from the beginning to where you're at. Now, another way to interact is be a guest on my live stream. All you have to do is email our show producer, Grace. I want to thank Grace. And it's grace at vincentwdavis.com. You do that with the day and the time you want to be on our show. You text it to Grace, your show time you want me to be on. It could be a Saturday morning show, a Friday night show, a Wednesday morning show, Tuesday night, Monday. You just pick one day of the week and one time in the morning or evening. That's all you have to do. She'll send you a link. You copy and paste it, and you're on. It'll take you right to StreamYard to be broadcasting on YouTube. The YouTube room right now that I'm using is Fight CPS, Stop Taking Our Children. In the morning, it's Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. So that's the difference. That's the two differences of the shows. Also, as a guest, she will tell you what you can do, like no smoking, no eating. On the show, we don't use slang words, and we don't use the first names of judges or the social workers or the judges or the children. And she'll help you with your video and audio. That's all there is. And lastly, you can interact by just calling in at 626-698-0990. I love to speak to you on my phone. It will ring, and I can talk to you. Now, it's always very, very, very hard to do this night after night, day after day, week after week, because I seem to be talking about the same thing. So I try to make it different. I also try to help you all so you don't feel so discouraged, like Kayla, who came in this room. Hello there, Carrie Simpson. Welcome. And that was nice. Kayla says, I've always believed in God, but now I got to go service as an adult. I feel good there. I know you do. And what time are you on tomorrow? I'll be on at 10 o'clock a.m. That's Pacific Standard Time, Kayla. God bless you. And hang in there and keep fighting for your kids. I really appreciate you stopping in and everything. I know you don't do all this live stuff. It's okay. You do what you want to do. I'm here for you, Kayla. Anything you want me to do. If you want to, talk to me during the show, it's great. If you want to text me, that's great. And if you have a question, it's even more great because I love to answer questions with all of you out there. Now, I have another number up there, 888-888-6582. That's the law office of Vincent W. Davis. His pictures is in the upper right if you're facing the screen. It says Vincent W. Davis. That's the attorney that I hired, and this is the live stream that he created. He has an important website you all should check out. It's Stan, STAN dot store, STRE /attorney, VWD. So Kayla says, okay, then I'll be on again. You have to talk to me several times on here. Good. I know I probably have. And I hope I can get an update of where you're at with your case. And God bless you, Kayla, and thank you for dropping by. Now, Carrie Sampson, I forgot where you're from. Carrie, can you tell me what part of the world you're from and how I can help you? And Kayla, I forgot you too. I'm not some good right now. Okay, good. Kayla is from Montana, and she is talking to Betty Joe. And I helped her out with a text a number there. And that was good. You're from Georgia. Okay, Carrie. George. Well, Carrie, is that Georgia? So I think it's spelled GIA, but George, maybe that's Georgia. Or he could be from another country. I don't know. Is there a country? Oh, there is a country called Georgia. It was part of the old Soviet Union at one time. Are you from that country or are you from Georgia? Anyway, it's been about 17 minutes. We have plenty of time to talk and bring up your questions and whatnot. I've already told you how important it is with the numbers. You can call me and so forth. And get another idea too. If you want to talk to a real attorney, Mr. Davis, you can do so by calling in or being a guest on my live stream, and you get it. Okay, Carrie, I know we talked before, but is that meant to be Georgia is where you're from? Is that Georgia? Oh, boy. It's a long day. I sometimes dread coming on here because I feel at times I'm not helping you enough, and I do care so much about you. I really don't want to see you go through the same things that I've gone through. That's why I've come up with 5 rules. That's why I keep coming back day after day, morning after morning, night after night. And I'm here to help you. I'm not an attorney, but I'm a loving father. I've helped raise 6 children. 3 of them are old enough to have their own families. And another 3 of the young ones that were stolen from me or trafficked into foster care when I was involved in CPS. Okay, you're in Georgia. Yeah, okay, great, Carrie. You're in Georgia. That sounds good. And so I welcome you, Carrie, and I want to be able to help you and anybody else in here. We've had Kayla in here early, but I don't know how your weekend went or how your day went, but I'm here because I care enough to come in here and maybe give you hope or an idea how to better yourself. Too many of us are faced with the fact that we don't have anybody to talk to. We all should have somebody to talk to and talk things out. We need to develop good listening skills. We've got to do good people skills and talking skills and so forth. It is hard. Okay, we got out of the blue, Phoenix. I haven't heard from you in a while. He's from Kansas City, Missouri, if I remember correctly. And I'm so glad to hear from you out of the blue. And he calls himself out of the blue Phoenix, but he's from Kansas City, Missouri. So We've had Montana and Georgia and Missouri. And um, oh, we've out of the blue suddenly Vincent Davis and Associates and Grace. Oh, well, thank you guys. I didn't know you're listening. Um, I'm glad to have you out of here. I didn't know. I thought you were Kansas City. Now I'm confused here, but it says Vincent Davis Associates and Grace. You're praying for them. Well, thank you, Alu Phoenix. That's what you're trying to say. You're giving prayers to Vincent Davis and Associates and Grace, and thank you. The CPS family, that's awful sweet of you. Fight CPS. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So anyway, I've been on now for 20 minutes, and I love to talk to you. If you guys would call in or maybe answer some questions, This may be a good time to tell you about something that I discovered this last Monday, a week ago. And I think it's really good for you all to hear this. Here it is. It's dated. It was posted on my Google News alert, and it was written on the 12th of May. And it's very, very, very good. Yeah, I text Vincent and Grace all the time. I do that all the time. This article is titled Children Do Their Best with Their Families. Children do their best with their families. Now, this appeared on thehill.com. It's an internet magazine. It's an opinion from two PhD people to the White House. And these PhD people have a really strong background, and they used to work in the child welfare system. So they have a good tack. And this is not coming from people, this is coming from people that have a strong background. And let me see if I can get their names here. Here it is. One is Dr. Melissa Merrick, and she is president and CEO of Prevented Child Abuse America. It's one of the nation's oldest and largest nonprofit organizations dedicated to the primary prevention of child abuse and neglect. The other person that wrote this article is Dr. Jody Levinson Johnson, who's president and CEO of Social Current. She is a licensed clinical social worker with 30 years of experience in the field of human services. So these two individuals are writing to the White House how they feel what is terribly wrong with the child protection system. Because for a long time, we've been chasing fear, and we should not be about fear. A chorus of voices recently in the child welfare system have tried to frame the growing national effort to reduce unnecessary family separation as a threat to child safety. But what they are selling isn't the truth. It's fear, a fear that fuels a system that too often harms the very children it claims to protect. So they say there's a growing national effort to reduce unnecessary family separation, which is true. The real truth is children do best with their families. The child welfare system has for far too long confused poverty with neglect. Okay, we have someone coming in here. Good evening, and you've reached Bob Pace with the live stream. How can I help you?
Yes, sir. I was calling. I have an active case right now, and I'm actually stationed in Lexington, Kentucky. And I just had some questions in regards to my
Sure.
case.
When you say you're stationed, are you in the military?
No, I'm not in the military. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay, you said you were stationed, so I was confused. What do you mean by the word station? Are you living in that Lexington, Kentucky area?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, how close are you to Richmond?
It's about 30 minutes away.
Okay, I have a Faye Manling that's from there that's talked about her horrible case there. So I'm really familiar with the cabinet and the corrupt police in Kentucky. So you want to start
Yes,
at the beginning
sir.
about your story?
Son.
Yeah, you want to start at the beginning about your story?
So my son had some issues. I've been dealing with him in and out of trouble for about 3 years. And I asked the courts for help, but I didn't really get any assistance until he committed a crime. He received 23 Class C felonies at 15. And
how many felonies?
They put him on probation.
23.
23.
What do you do? Kill 23 people or?
No, sir. He went to jail for grand theft auto. It was him and 4 other co-defendants, and they were stealing cars.
They stole 23 cars?
That's what they
alleged.
Had got reported. Yes.
Wow, 23 cars. So that is 23 separate felonies. Wow.
Yes, sir. But that all got dropped down, and he was put on probation, and they pretty much gave him a slap on the wrist. Well,
he was 15 years old at the time. Did CPS get involved with him? Did CPS get involved with him at 15? Well, he's under the age of 18.
They made it a dependency case at first. So after he got off of probation, he pretty much manipulated the system, just did what they required for him to do to get off of probation. And then he started a series of events that led to an open CPS case. Now, which they removed him and put him in a facility based off of, they filed a charge against me for neglect. But all I'm asking them is to do is give me assistance. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. All you're asking is to do what?
I was asking the courts for assistance in what to do because he was out of control. But instead of them investigating and following through for my son, they're trying to investigate me and filing charges against me.
And what were they saying you were neglect with your son?
Because I've been dealing with in-home services off and on for 3 years for his behavior, and recently I put him in Job Corps. He got kicked out within less than 24 hours.
Wow.
He ran away. I called the police and filed a report. CPS shows up at my house and tells me that I need to let him come in. Mind you, my form of discipline is taking away his cellular device, game system. I take away what he loves. Because at 15, 16, you're getting too old for, as far as like a paddling on the butt or whatever.
Well, no, like that. In fact, you did the right thing by taking away privileges, because if a child can't be respectful within the home, he can be sent to foster care. Why was he not dropped into foster care?
The first time he committed the crimes, he didn't qualify to go to any of the programs that they had here in Lexington.
Why not?
So
why did he not qualify?
Because he was a felon at the said time.
At 15,
so they wanted him to go through.
At 15 years, you're a felon. Wow.
So they dropped those charges after he went down. Well, when he was on probation. But basically, the system here, they want you to comply with all these rules, and they take the parents. If the parents is crying out for help, they pretty much investigate the parents. When we're telling you, when we have the evidence, I found pictures of my son holding firearms in his phone, and I take this to court, and they remove him based off of that, and they're investigating me and filed a neglect charge against me based off of what I found in my son's phone. So I'm just confused.
Yeah, I am too. I'm just really surprised because if he has criminal charges against him, what was the district attorney charging him with?
They charged him with a habitual runaway, and they dropped some of his felony charges down to misdemeanors. He pretty much took all of the charges for him and his co-defendants.
Well, why did they drop the charges down? What was the trade-off for?
They basically were a day late in filing for the restitution. So they were, and it was his first charge.
Oh, boy. Did he have any criminal problems before those charges?
Just the runaway charges.
Mm.
And he would basically just run away because he doesn't get his way. Like at this point, they let the children run the parents.
Now, question, was there a father involved? Did he have a biological father?
His father is deceased.
Oh,
he
boy.
OD'd in 2023.
And what kind of background was his father? Was his father a model father for him to learn from, or was he always in trouble?
No, sir, he wasn't a model father.
No, sorry to hear that. Did he like to play sports?
He did, but unfortunately, with his behavior in school, he didn't qualify to participate.
Because I always talk to young men that if they're, very athletic, playing football is a wonderful sport to play.
Yes, sir. He was a track star.
He was a track star. Well, that's even a good sport too. Running is good.
Sir.
I mean, running is good. Any kind of exercising is really good. So he couldn't be a model athlete because of problems he had.
Well, yes, some of the issues that he had were in school. He got expelled from school.
He didn't like to study.
2 years in a row.
Okay.
But yet, with all this evidence, they still tried to find the issue with the parents and remove the child.
Really?
The judge is basically, she's biased and saying that there's got to be something why he's running away from the home. And I'm telling her, ma'am, he's running away from structure to chaos.
Yeah.
Some children just want to do what they want to do. They want to fit in these groups that they don't fit into.
Right. Well, you said he was part of a gang.
They're trying to force me to allow a child that's carrying firearms and associating himself with thugs and drugs and whatever else. They're forcing him to come back in my home, and it's like there has to be another option.
Was he a part of a gang?
I've found evidence that he is associated with. Yes.
Yeah.
So they have to have someone to blame. So they have to blame the parents. So either way, if I ask for help or if I don't ask for help. But I appreciate you taking my call.
No, that's no problem. I'm looking this up for you right now, what you can do. So in Lexington, Kentucky, which is a big city.
It is, and it's a Commonwealth state.
Let me put in CPS and what to do with a child at 15 who does not want to follow the laws of the parent or society. Let me get there. I'm trying to help you out. Is what I'm trying to do.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
I tell everybody to type in let me see here, the city, state, and CPS, and then your question. So this is in Lexington, Kentucky, CPS. What, I didn't spell that right. What to do with a child at 15 who does not want to follow the laws of the parent or society. And let's see what it tells me. If a child in Lexington, Kentucky is not following the laws of their parents or society, you can report it to the Department for Community-Based Services, DCBS, by calling the Child Abuse Hotline at 1-877-KY-SAFE-1. Have you tried that?
Yes, sir. I did some research on my own and suggested that I file a dependency case. They proceeded to lead me in another direction to file a runaway case, which is just a revolving door, which will have him to come back in the home. I have other children that I was concerned about with the firearms, and I presented the evidence in court, and like I said, they just removed him, and I haven't spoken to them in over a month, and they're not giving me any type of updates.
Well, they're trying to say you're neglect because you're not supposedly, you have no control over your son is what the problem is. You have not done any child abuse to your son or neglect to him. You have a child that is incorrigible. I mean,
absolutely. But because the CPS worker, when she came to investigate the allegations of my son, he basically said that I wouldn't allow him to come back in the home. That wasn't the case. My son has put hands on me. It's a plethora of things that led up to this case. But it's been going on for about 3 years, and they failed to. I didn't have any evidence to present to support the claims that I was making just based off of his behavior at school.
You couldn't show the You couldn't show the reports from school about how he's doing bad in school, or how many times
they have all these reports.
Okay.
They have all of this.
All right. Okay.
But here in Kentucky, for some reason, they removed the child before the investigation, didn't do the investigation. They listen to the child before they do any investigation. Like I said, I presented all the evidence, and they're still trying to file a case against me.
Have you had a chance to talk to an attorney?
I do have an attorney.
Okay. This is definitely juvenile law and family law and dependency law. Those are 3 areas.
Yes, sir. I'm aware.
Yeah. I'm looking at a law firm in Lexington, Kentucky. I don't know if you heard about them or not.
I have pen and paper ready whenever you are.
Yeah. They supposedly, this is called the answer to child protection law, but it's not really a protection you're trying to do with the child. You're trying to protect the parent. Now, here's a family lawyer. Her name is Livy Esquire, LIVVYESQ, JD. She's a family lawyer.
Okay.
And the name of the law firm is, let me see where it is.
Now here's a family lawyer. Her name is Libby Esquire. L-I-E-D-Y. She's a family lawyer.
Was he convicted of grand larceny?
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. And
Yes, sir.
was convicted. How old was he when he was convicted?
15.
And so what you do is you're asking a question. Right now I'm asking the law firm I'm talking when I talk to it. And you are the primary caretaker of the child, right?
Correct.
Now, what involved with child CPS has done? They have done nothing to help you.
No, no, sir. I haven't heard anything from them since we went to court. I've reached out through email, text. I've reached out to her supervisor. She's moved my son to a whole nother city.
Of child neglect, right?
Yes, sir.
And you had to move to another city?
Yes, they put him in a boys and girls foster safe haven place.
Now, was this a recent changes or circumstances? Was this recent or had been going on for a long time?
This is the recent situation.
The CPS is recent.
Yes, sir.
Well, when he was convicted, how many years did he have to serve in prison?
He didn't have to serve any time. They only gave him probation and an ankle monitor, which he had violated probation multiple times. They continued to give him so many chances, which in my eyes, when you don't hold a child accountable, it makes them feel like they're invincible. So now he feels like when he got kicked out of job corps, he came home and he just wanted to run the streets and do what he wanted to do. Well, I made a report because he ran away. His phone. He came back home with the phone. CPS is making demands that I needed to do this, that, and the other, and I'm telling them like, hey.
Right. When is your next When is your next court hearing?
July the 2nd.
And what is that court
it's already
hearing
been a
about?
That's the first hearing in regards to since removed custody. The whole case does not make any sense to me, honestly. If I'm filing a charge or my son for running,
what is the zip code? What is your zip code?
40505.
40505.
Yes.
And do you want me to give them your email so they can contact you?
Sure, that's fine.
All right.
I've reached out to a lot of different places.
What is your? You want to text me? You want to text me your email?
Yes, sir. I can do that.
Yeah, I don't want to give it out to the public. That's why I'm asking you to text it to me.
Yeah, I can do that. Thank you so much for taking the time to help me with this.
I'm trying to help here. You go ahead and text it to me.
Yes, sir. I'm working on it.
Okay.
I sent it.
You just sent it to me. I have to wait for it to load.
It says that you're all the way in California.
Yeah, I'm in California.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But the person I'm talking to is in Lexington, Kentucky.
That's correct.
Yeah. No, I meant the person I'm asking the
question
question
today
to.
doing some research.
Yeah.
I saw that you were live, and
yeah, I am. I am live here. I'm just trying to get your. I wonder why I can't. Trying to get your number to come up. I see the area code, but it's just not showing up here.
So my area code, I have a Tennessee phone number, but I live in Kentucky. So it should be area code 731.
Yeah, I know that's what it is, but I'm trying to see that number missed. Maybe it's there. No, it's not missed. Okay. I'm not sure this is the right number. Let's see, 410. Where is it? 410.
The last four digits should be 4897.
Yeah, it's not showing up on my phone. It's really weird. Oh boy. I think you're just going to have to. I have to spell it out. I don't know. I guess I'd have to hang up with you and then see the number, maybe. Wait, it just made me come in now. It's slow. Here it is. Jeez. It just came in here. Wow. There it is. I got it. O-M. Okay. O-M. O-O. 86. Okay, I did what she asked. So you want me to give you your phone number too to her?
Yes, sir. That's fine. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You have a good evening.
Yeah, no, you don't have to go. I didn't say you had to leave. I would
Okay.
see what she says. The person I'm speaking to, her name is Pearl Chatbot, but I don't know if that's a fake name or not. It's called the Family Lawyer's Assistance. It's called Pearl Chatbot. Well, a bot is chat, so I don't know if Pearl is a real person there. It says, thanks for the info. The family lawyer can help you with your child's behavior issues and legal matters involving CPS. And we like to be connected with the lawyer, phone or call, online chat. Um, you want to call their phone number? You want their phone number?
Yes, sir. I'll take it.
Okay, what's the phone number? No, they want $5. It's like crazy talk. These people here. Um, let me answer them. They won't. They right away. They want you to. They stop talking too. Um. Anyway, if she sends you an email or calls you, you can talk to her on that. But it's all these chatbots. They want $5. $5. It says it's fully refundable, but I don't know who you're filling it out with. We don't even know the oh brother, now it's locked. I can't even get out of this here. Credit card. I just can't believe the scams, these people. Chat with a family lawyer for personal help. Okay, small claims and stuff in here. How I found this person, I went to justanswer.com, and I think it is a network that people retrieve to get clients. And as you tell me, I'm not asking you for any money. And in fact, you can talk to a real attorney for free for 15 minutes.
Okay.
But this person here, the only thing I've found this person here is Livy, Livvyesq, comma JD. So her name is JD Lively, and she's been supposedly 31,165 satisfied customers. She has 5 stars, and she has 20 years experience. But then again, I don't even know if she's in Lexington, Kentucky, because it's called Just Answer Child Protection Law. How I found it, it was really weird. Let me go here. Yeah. Let's see where I found this here. Yeah, I went to I don't know how this popped up. I don't know how this popped up.
I don't want to take up too much more of your time. There are other people that probably have questions. I really appreciate
I'm
all
just,
of the legal counsel.
yeah, I'm so sorry. I was sitting there thinking that maybe I'd come on to something there. So far, I have another person supposed to call me tonight. So for now, I want you to keep in touch. You have a hard case because you have a child that's uncontrollable. You have a father that died, and then he got found guilty, but he didn't serve any time, and he's thrown his nose up at the law. And this is wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened to the courts there in Lexington, Kentucky, but they are bad. They are really, really bad. And that's wrong. If he's found guilty, he should be serving some time in a juvenile prison. They can put 15 years old in juvenile prisons.
Yes.
There's no age limit of someone's guilty. Grand larceny auto theft is bad. That is a felony.
Yes.
It's not a misdemeanor.
23 counts.
And if it's 23 counts, that's a lot of cars. Jeez.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I'm so sorry, you as a mother, that you love your child, but you have to report them this way. And why CPS is in there, I can only think they're for money. Just like this guy that said they want $5 to continue to get the phone number. I'm not going to have to pay $5 for a phone number. There's too many scams out there. So you have to weed through them. But
yes, sir.
Will you keep in touch? And I'd like to hear from you again, because I think you have told me you've told me you've been on here before, right? Right?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And again, your name is?
My name is Shay.
Shay, S-H-E?
S-H-A-I.
Oh, S-H-I-I, Shay. Okay, just like it sounds. All right, well, thank you very much for calling in. And I'm going to try this other person that wanted to talk to me this morning and see if they're in. All right?
Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you. Keep in touch. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, that was a nice mother that called in that has a son that has gone wild at 15, and now CPS wants to take her to the reams there. So that's really, really bad. See messages. I don't see any other messages there. It says 4 messages there. Oh, it does say 4 messages. Okay, I'm going to call area code 228. It's from a gentleman that called me this morning that wanted to talk on my show.
Voicemail is disabled. You cannot leave a message.
Okay, I'm trying to get in touch with the gentleman that called me from Maine that wanted to talk to me on my live stream. This is Bob Pace with Vincent W. Davis on the show there. And I guess I can't leave a voicemail for you, but I did try. I have 8 o'clock, so my live stream will have to end. I didn't hear from you tonight like you said you would. I'll be on again at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. That is Pacific Standard Time. So that'd be 10 to 11 to 12 to 1 o'clock on the East Coast. 1 o'clock on the East Coast. So I look forward to your call. Anyway, I want to thank Out of the Blue from Kansas City, Missouri for coming in here. Thank you, Carrie Simpson from Georgia. And thank you, Kayla Steffens from Montana. Also, I want to thank Shay from Lexington, Kentucky, who was on the phone about a horrible situation. I'll be on again tomorrow at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I want to tell you all to keep fighting for your children. Get your children back. They're important. Don't give up hope. Join my show regularly and I will give you hope. I will help you. I really care what happens to you. And listen to my other live streams and hear about the rules. So with that being said, I want to say good night and God bless.